July 31st, workout breakdown, full body day, kind of a neat one right here. Lots of ins and outs going on. Obviously, monthly emphasis last month for this. We don't need to go over that. And then a random challenge. Haven't done these a ton recently. The rationale, the logic behind this is from a training perspective. If you want to continue to progress, especially over the course of many, many years, you have to do things out of your comfort zone. You have to kind of open up new boundaries. You have to test limits and lines. You have to test thresholds. You have to get a better understanding of what you can and cannot do. And when we're so fixated on, all the lifting that we do, and obviously like the intervals and the metcons and all of that, the capacity work that we harp on so frequently, it's hard to find time to do this kind of stuff, like the one-off, kind of out of left field, just like over the top, like what the hell is this, and just and find time to try this out. So for a while there, I was doing these like once a month. I've fallen even victim here to the habits of my programming and what I'm so fixed on every single month. Like I have so much stuff written down on sheets of paper that I get away from this, and I realize two things. One, in my own personal training, because I do the same thing you guys do, I am lacking this. Like this is just not there, and I'm a big proponent of being, again, good at everything, not great at one thing. I know I say that kind of redundantly, but it's very true in how I approach fitness. And for you guys, what I've realized is not only obviously if I'm lacking it, then you're obviously lacking it, but also I think people have just gotten way too comfortable not doing anything in length. We want everything very short, very bursty, very aggressive. We just want to over quick. And we've kind of gotten away from any of the longer, more endurance-y type of things. So I wanted to find ways to start kind of implementing those in. And I did start earlier this month. Some of you guys have probably maybe noticed that a little bit. But this kind of caps off the month, and then I think it's going to lead us into August. You can probably kind of get an idea of where I'm going to go with August on the monthly emphasis. But we'll save that and reserve that for the video. But random challenge. Totally optional. You do not have to do this at all. There's a whole workout behind this that I'll go over here. But I've done this in the past myself. I don't know if anybody's ever joined me, but it's just a cool setup. It's a great way to accumulate a lot of calories, and it opens up your eyes to pacing and breathing and composure and working on your efficiency and getting a better understanding of what you're capable of in terms of times relative to maybe RPMs or calorie distances. So there's a lot you can learn when you do these kinds of things. You just have to fight like the mental side of it, right? Which isn't just like, oh, it's hard, grindy, gritty. It's I'm bored, or I zone out. I'm not paying attention. Like that's the part I think as a gym, probably as a society, we are struggling with a little bit. So you're gonna have 5 by. So another thing, I did a female male here. So like you'll do 5 by 16 or 20 female male respectively. I did that for time. So I think in terms of like with your monthly emphasis and everything, more worried about females, even though I do think there's males as well that will struggle for sure with time. But if the males did the same calorie count, which would be the 20, 25, 50, and 100, I really think the females would struggle to finish. Now, I'm totally okay with the females going for the same as the males. I didn't want to make this a female-male thing. But again, time restraints, I think I had to. So 16, 20, 20, 25... 40, 50, and then obviously finish with an 80, 100. The intervals go down by 1. Your time of recovery ascends as you go, of course, and you're just going to repeat these intervals. So 5 sets of 16 for females, 4 sets of 20 for females, 2 sets of 40, and then 1 set of 80. Now, again, like I just said, I don't want to overstate, but if you want to do the 20, 25, 50, 100, I'm all for it. Like that's how I originally wrote it, and then again, I was doing the math in my head, and I was like, so I'll just throw that out there for anybody that's even. I don't even know how many people are going to do this. I'm sure most people will totally avoid this, but it's there for the taking, and I hope everybody chooses this. Like I would push everybody to do this, but again, I've learned it's group fitness, and people have agendas, and they want things they want to work on specifically. So maybe this isn't it. It's now optional. The second part of this, which I'm also really excited about, because I'm kind of sad, because I'm for sure going to do this, which means I'm not going to be able to do this at least on the same day. I'll probably do this somewhere else, but. 2 kind of contrasting ladders here, which I was kind of excited about. I wanted one ladder with a lower rep count, heavier load, slower moving. And then on the flip side, kind of the polar opposite. Larger rep count, quicker moving, quicker paced, no heavy load at all. And then you can kind of pay attention to like your calorie ski, like your pacing on the ski should be different. Like they should not be the same paces based off of this, right? It's a lot more taxing with the heavy loads than it is without any load. So I'm hoping you guys can kind of like change gears and see how it works when you actually take the load out of the equation. And now we're just working on body weight. But again, these two ladders are obviously very similar in terms of how they flow. Just one's descending with a lower rep count, one's obviously ascending with a higher rep count. One's obviously got all the extra fatigue and pre-exhaustion with the extra load, and one has none. So I really just wanted you guys to hopefully be able to see this, approach it with the knowledge of, all right, this one I'm going to try to hammer myself with the added load. Let's see what I can handle on the skier, even though, I mean, it is short. And then when I flip over and eliminate all the external load, and now I'm just moving through my body weight stuff, like I should be able to adjust my calorie ski to a higher output, a higher intensity to make up for the lack of load over here. And then you guys can take those types of paces and apply them again to every other day that we do similar stuff, right? We very rarely have it back to back, but like we always have something going on, right? And this is where you just start taking mental notes and getting a better understanding of what you can and cannot do, what paces work for you, what paces work with specific movements, and which ones don't, right? And you just go from there. And then after that, you have a dumbbell complex, perfect opportunity. I wanted to find a way to get just a complex in there where you can just work on that, and this extra 10 minutes here kind of fit the mold really, really well. So you guys see the X sets again. You're just going to kind of go this at your own pace, 1 minute between. So you're going to do a deadlift, a low row, hang clean, a push press. After that push press, that second push press, the push press. After you finish your push press, you'll stay up overhead, ideally. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that come down and then have to go back up. But lock out overhead, stabilize, and then do a front lunge on each leg. You do that 2 times, and that's 1 set. So complexes are awesome. They are kind of like the pinnacle of weightlifting in the terms of like body awareness, your kinetic chain, your ability to flow through the movements and transition cleanly and smoothly. And then you identifying kind of where your weaknesses are, and you're picking your weight based off of whatever is identified as the weakest movement up there. And then what you do is you kind of attack that weakness. And when you do these complexes, you start getting a better understanding, like, all right, I'm really bad at stabilizing up and overhead. I'm obviously going to have to pick my weight based off of the overhead front lunge. I can only handle 12 and a halves, right? It's going to feel pretty easy to you, right? But your goal is to attack that and start working on that exact weakness. So next time another complex comes around, you can kind of cover up that hole or that glaring area of improvement, and you can start working your way forward. So again, just another way to kind of work on being good at everything and well-rounded. And again, complexes are just incredible for a million reasons, right? But we don't need to go into all that right now. So as always, if you have any questions, obviously let me know. I hope a lot of people take this random challenge and run with it. If not, the regular class seems awesome as well.